welcome everybody. We will start with the Bhagavad Gita chanting by Asna, chapter 1st Gita Dhyanam, and then chapter 1, verse 24 onwards.
पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तुते व्यासविशालबुद्धेः पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोक्ता गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्तो हृषीकेशो गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम् भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः सर्वेषां समरीक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्यैतान् समवेतान् कुरुनिति तत्र पश्यत्सिद्धान् पार्थः पितॄनथ पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् मृत्युम् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखीन् सदा श्वशुरान् सुहृदश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि तान् समीक्ष्य स कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धूनवस्थितान् कृपया परयोनिष्ठो विषीदन्निदमब्रवीत्। अर्जुन उवाच दृष्टे मां सजनं कृष्णा युयुत्सुं समुपस्थितम् सीदन्ति मम गात्राणि मुखं च परिशुष्यति वेपतुश्च शरीरे मे रोमहर्षश्च जायते गन्धीवं संसदे चक्रात् स्वस्यैव परिदह्यते न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव न च श्रेयोऽनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्णा न च राज्यं सुखानि च किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगा सुखानि च त इमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्तकदानि च आचार्या पितरः पुत्राः तदैव च पितामहाः मातुलः श्वशुराः पौत्राः बालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान्न हन्तमिच्छामि न तोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतो किं नु मही कृते निहत्य धर्मराष्ट्राणाम् का प्रीतिस्य जनार्दन पापमेवाश्रयते मान् हत्वा दानतनायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुम् धार्तराष्ट्रान् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोको वहत चेतसः कुलक्षयं कृतं दोषं मित्रादोहेन चापतकम् कथं न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान् निवर्तितुम् कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्मा सनातनः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् धर्मोऽभिभवत्युतः अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वर्ष्णेया जायते वर्णसङ्करः सङ्करो नरकायैव कुलज्ञानां कुलस्य च पतन्ति पितरो ह्यासाम् लुप्तपिण्डोदयक्रियाः दोषैरेतैः कुलज्ञानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्सृज्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः उत्सन्नकुलधर्माणां मानुष्याणां जनार्दन नरके नियतं वासो भवतीत्यानुशुश्रुमा अहो बद महत्पापम् कर्तुं व्यवसिता वयम् यद्राज्यसुखलोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनमुद्यताः यदि मामप्रतिकारम् शास्त्रं शस्त्रपाणयः धार्तराष्ट्रारणे हन्युः तन्मे क्षेमकरं भवेत् उवाच एवमुक्तार्जुनः सङ्ख्ये रथोपस्थमुपाविशत् विसृज्य सशरं चापम् लोकसंविघ्नमानसः इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे अर्जुन विषादयोगो नाम प्रथमोऽध्यायः।
And sit straight for the meditation. Sit straight and comfortable. Spine straight. Eyes gently closed. Take a few deep breaths through the nostrils and allow each outgoing breath you to settle deeper and deeper into the straight sitting posture. Feel the contact points of your body with the floor. Feel with every exhalation releasing the weight of your body into the floor. And feel how with every exhalation you are getting more and more comfortable in your sitting posture. Shoulders relaxed, face relaxed, jaw relaxed, facial muscles relaxed. Allow the eyelids to be shut and allow your sight to rest. Turn your attention inwards. Turn your attention to the breath. And just observe the incoming and the outgoing breath. Feel the breath, incoming breath entering the nostrils and flowing, brushing against the back of your throat. And naturally, the chest and the abdomen expanding. And then with the outgoing breath, again movement of the abdomen. Chest relaxing, contracting, feeling the breath, again brushing against the back side of the throat and pushing the air up. And finally out of the nostrils. Follow the breath in and out of the body. With concentration, but without effort. Allow the mind to follow the breath effortlessly in and out of the body. Also feel that the air that you inhale is cooler than the air that you exhale. Allow the breath and the observation of the breath to become more and more effortless with every breath. Like it's a very natural thing to do, just observing your own breath. And following the breath in and out of the body, notice the breath becoming longer and maybe also pausing sometimes. This is very natural as the metabolic system is slowing down all its functions, so that also you don't need that much oxygen to breathe. Breath is slowing down. And if you notice the breath wants to pause, then become aware of the quality of your mind during those pauses. Become aware of the different quality of the mind connected with the breath. That means breath and mind are connected. And if you can regulate or master your breath, then it is the way you can master your thoughts as well. Go on breathing effortlessly as your breath takes you onto the journey inward into the body and back out, even beyond the body, beyond the nostrils. And notice how your breath slows down, and notice the natural pause in the breath. When that pause occurs, then remain there until the impulse for the next inhalation or exhalation comes. Completely effortless. You are not controlling your breath voluntarily. You are not forcing your breath with your mind. The mind is following the breath. That means you can completely let go. Devoted to the practice, with trust, allow the breath to guide you. As your breath slows down, your mind slows down, your metabolic system winds down. Slow breath means less thoughts. Become aware of this connection. Slow breath and less thoughts means relaxed body. Effortless. Go on following and observing your own breath in this way. Diving deeper and deeper into the concentration. And further into the silence of the mind. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's come to the daily chants. Jaya Ganesha. Again, welcome to all of you who have joined us throughout the meditation or the Bhagavad Gita chanting. So I invite you to chant along. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Pahi Mam. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Raksha Mam. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Pahi Mam. Jaya So let me welcome our today's guest speaker, Shri Rajgopal. Welcome. Sri Rajgopal uh, is following in the tradition of Guru Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, very one of the famous schools of yoga, traditional schools of yoga of India. And he's a very enthusiastic kirtan singer and very positive minded person. We had Rajgopal Shri also in one of our satsang previously with his family. Everybody was chanting kirtan, and today we have a little bit different topic. We have he will talk about the 9 obstacles in the path of yoga. So we welcome you, Rajgopal ji. Welcome to our satsang, and you have the word. Thank you.
Namaste, Miraji, and Namaste, Harlalji. It's indeed a pleasure to be with you all. So last year also during the lockdown period, we had one satsang, and Ash Yoga is, bringing all the people from different schools of yoga each and every week. So it's indeed a pleasure to be part of your satsang. And Harlalji, should I conduct it in English or both Malayalam and English is okay? Now I don't see anyone. I think Meera can understand Malayalam also.
Actually, we have some guests from UK.
Yeah, there are.
I saw, so please in
So
English.
we will go ahead with English. Right. So let us close our eyes. Let us close our eyes. Yogena chittasya padena vacha malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam ravaram munina patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi. Om Namah Pranavartaya Shuddhagnanekam Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye. So after a satsang and meditation, and I would like everyone to, switch on your video, because when Patanjali conducted the session, he had put some criteria that you should put curtain, and I will give only, I'll sit behind that curtain, and there should be 1,000 people. And today I don't say those kind of conditions, but at least if I can see you, that will be nice. So no need to put the curtain between us. So you can switch on that video. If you have any difficulties in the network connection, then it's okay. Absolutely all right. Perfect. Yeah. So when you do meditation, when you do satsang, the thought process or thoughts is getting less and less. Yes. And that is why it is known as yoga chitta vritti nirodha. So in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it says yoga chitta vritti nirodha. And how to restrain the thought activities of mind? It says through abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tan nirodha. And whatever spiritual practices we do, that is abhyasa only. If you are doing satsang, that is also an abhyasa. So when we move ahead with this, and how to do that, so we have committed and we have decided that I am going to do spiritual practices. And Patanjali again says how you have to do, how long you have to do, in what way, in what manner you have to do. So the next sutra says, Satu Dirgha Kala Nairandarya Satkara Sevito Dridha Bhumi. So we have decided that I'm going to do it every day. I will be on the spiritual path. So I'll do my yoga in the morning, I'll do my sadhana in the evening, I'll do satsang every day. You have decided, and every day you started continuing it. So, and it's for a longer period of time. You don't know when the result will come. Satu Dirgha Kala Nairandare, without any gap. And Satkara Sevita, with honor and respect, when you do sadhana, when you do the spiritual practices, you will be firmly established in that. You will be firmly established in that. So we will be moving ahead like that. But at the moment when we start this, there are chances of obstacles. Patanjali says about that. There are 9 obstacles in the spiritual path. Actually, during the lockdown period, we have been conducting the online programs. But from the last September onwards, I made myself committed for conducting monthly yoga. Earlier, I was not like it, I was not doing like that. 1 week program. After that, aram, right? Then the moment I started doing 1 month program, it was a big challenge for me because all the hidden problems started coming out. Even I was facing challenges. The first obstacle is Vyadi. I took the vaccine because the government is insisting, so we have no choice. So I took the vaccine, and after 2 days, I took 4 sessions. So the next day, I was not able to bend. I was not able to sit. I don't know what happened. And next week, I was struggling. I was literally struggling, but during the session, I just do it with commitment. That's all. Suppressing my pain. With smile, I used to conduct the session. And after 1 week, it's gone. But if you are doing it on your own, only for yourself, you may tempt to stop. Right? Because I have to conduct the session. There are people waiting for me. There is no choice. So even for the teacher, even for the participants, even for the seekers, there are 9 obstacles. These 9 obstacles can occur at any time. So what are the 9 obstacles? First one already I mentioned. Vyadhisthana samshaya pramadalasya vidati brandi darshanalabdha bhumigatva anavasti tattvani chitta vishayabhasta indraya. First is Vyadi. The moment you start doing meditation, your legs starts paining. You will have the back pain. You will have the cold. You don't know from where it all came. So the next day you will say, oh, today I'm not well. I will not do it. Okay, let me rest for some more day. But if you are watching TV, if you're watching cinema, there is no issue at all. You sit for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Looking at the TV screen, more than 2 hours, 3 hours, but you don't have any issue. You may sit in a particular position to watch the TV, right? If it is an interesting movie, you will be sitting like this, glued at the screen, right? But the moment you start meditating, your knee pain, your back pain, all these things comes up. That's why my Gurudev says there are the things which gives you short-term happiness will bring you long-term misery. It's very interesting to watch the TV throughout the day. It is very interesting to eat a lot of food, but it will bring you long-term misery. And which are the things which you short-term pain, especially when you do the sadhana and spiritual practices, definitely it will bring you long-term happiness. So choice is yours. Either you can run after short-term happiness. Most of the people run behind short-term happiness, right? So first one is Vyadi. This is a big obstacle. So the moment you realize this, start doing it before the body get spoiled. Yes. Then comes dhyana. If you are mentally challenged, no way you can do spiritual practices. Your inability to comprehend, your inability to listen, your inability to understand, it is a big hindrance to, go ahead, move ahead in the spiritual path. So those children, they are, born mentally challenged. They can't. Even if you are perfect now, if you don't do anything now, and you run after so many things here and there, and if your mind is bombarded with a lot of thoughts, and after some time, if you get depressed, then that also will become an hindrance to practice all these things. If your mind is gone out of tune, then it is also an hindrance, right? Now, if it is okay, right? Now, only if you have any little bit issues, start doing it. And definitely yoga will help you for that. If you have any problem in your mind, that is why yoga chitta vritti nirodha. It will restrain the activities of mind. But if you don't attend to it, if you don't give attention to it, definitely, then later you won't be able to do any practices. Yeah. So this is the second obstacle. Vyadi, Sthana. Then comes Samshaya. It will come. It happened with me. When I started doing this meditation, and all, I had interest in meditation, but I never believed in a guru. Especially, the Keralites, they always say man, God, and all these things. So I never had, faith in all these kind of gurus and all that. So I had the doubt about master first. I had no doubt about the technique. There are only 3 types of doubts. One is doubt about ourselves. Oh, I'm not a person for this. This is not the time to do it. Actually, all these things, meditation and all these practices, it is only after retirement. Even some of my friends used to tell me, when I started doing spiritual practice and art of living programs, they started telling me that you are not eating any non-veg stuff, you don't have any habits. Is this life? One thing, you have to do it only after retirement. So I asked them, who knows? What is the guarantee? How I will live till that, right? There is no guarantee. There's no guarantee that you are going to stay here for 60 years and after that I'll start doing it. So start doing it immediately. So these doubts can come up. This is not the right age. Let me celebrate. Let me enjoy my life. Oh, it is only 23, 30, 40. Let me enjoy the life. That is why we are saying it as an art of living. You enjoy your life, at the same time you take along with you, or take, do spiritual practices also. Spirituality and materialism go, let it go together. No need to, drop your responsibilities and run away from the responsibilities. You take responsibility and you do the practices also. Yes. So doubt about ourselves. See, others are enjoying. See, those people are meditating and they are sitting with a smile. I am not able to do it. When the moment I start sitting, I feel that I feel only back pain, knee pain. I don't feel any pleasure. So the doubt about ourselves. Second doubt is about the technique. You do it for some time, and the Guru says you wait, you do it. Satu dirgha kala nairandare satkara sevito. But you don't want to wait for that long. You want it immediately. This week, yesterday only it completed. I was conducting program, faculty development program for the assistant professors across India, and it was under AICT, and which was organized by a college, and there were nearly 70 teachers. So one person asked me about power yoga. So I told them that I don't know about that because I don't teach that. There are many schools of yoga. And power yoga, it is mainly on the physical level. You do vigorous asanas and all that. That is also good. And there was one person asking about me Kundalini. Can you speak about Kundalini? So I told them, Kundalini jab jagta hai, jab jagne do. No need to go for shortcuts. To awaken the Kundalini, no need to go for shortcuts. You wait, practice. Let it awaken on its own. Right? So you will be listening to a lot of people saying, "Ek hafte mein Kundalini jaag jayega." In 1 week, we will awaken your Kundalini. Don't run after all these things. This happens with people. They start doing something, they do it for some time, and after some time they get bored, right? Then they search for some other technique. Then they go behind that. So doubt about the technique. Oh, this technique work nahi ho raha hai. This is not happening. This technique is not working for me. Maybe it is good for others, but it is not working for me. So let me check some other technique. So doubt about the technique. This is the second one. And the third one is, of course, doubt about the master. After some time, you may thinking about that, how we, we know that these days are, the medias are filled with fake people, especially in spirituality also. How we know that he's genuine, whether he's really a seeker inside, he may be showing off, right? These kind of doubts can come. If your master does something, definitely he will yield the fruit. But you have faith. You have faith in your master, right? Once a devotee, my Gurudev tells this story. It takes too much time, but I don't take that much time. I'll say it in a brief way. Once a devotee died and he went to heaven because he was a nice seeker. So his guru was, went earlier, 10 years back he went. So he was so sure that he will be in the heaven. So he went and asked the, clerk there, maybe Chitragupta or someone else. He asked, "Where is my guru? I am so keen to see him. I wanted to see him. Where is my guru?" So in the heaven, all the wishes will be, it is done. So they checked in the list, in the register, but there was no one in the such and such name. then they had doubt. They checked in the, other list, hell. Then they suddenly found the master is there. So this devotee was shocked. How can it be? And he wanted to see that. So those who comes to the heaven, if they have any wish, it will be, it will be taken care. So they went to the hell. So suddenly he saw that the master was, he has been put into the frying pan and frying and chopping, and all these things is happening with the master. And master is crying to the devotee, help me, help me, help me. And because those who come to the heaven, their wishes will be granted, the disciple told, let me take my master to the heaven. The story tells like that, goes like that. Because of the devotion of the disciple or faith of the disciple, even the master have saved. Why I have told this story, I have shared this story, if your master does something, definitely he will yield the fruit. But you have 100% faith. For some people it happens. The doubt comes. For me, luckily, in the beginning itself, I had the doubt. And when I went for the TTP, the teacher training program, I spent nearly 15 days in the beginning, then later another 15 days. But the first 15 days itself, my all questions got answered. My all doubts were cleared. And I have become a strong believer. So you have chosen one path, you go ahead with that. You stick to one technique, go ahead with that. And you can appreciate any other knowledge. You can take knowledge from everywhere. There's no issue. But stick to one path and move ahead, right? So these are the three doubts. Vyadi, Dhyana, Samshaya. Then comes Pramada. Pramada is doing something, willingly, right? Something wrong willingly, right? You know that it is not good for others, and it is not know that it is harmful for others and for yourself, even though you do that. Vyadi, Dhyana, Samshaya, Pramada. You know that this is not good for your body, yet you do it. You know that you have diabetic, you are a diabetic person, but you take a lot of sugar. This is Pramada. You know that you have to pay the tax, but you don't do it. Then you later on you run behind that, right? This is Pramada. Knowing something is bad and you doing it, also Pramada. Knowing something is good and you don't do it, that is also Pramada. You know that doing spiritual practices are good for you and you don't do it, that is also Pramada. Then comes very interesting thing. Alasya. You have decided that I will wake up early in the morning, 5 o'clock, I will wake up. Then I will start doing it. Okay, let me ask you. If you want to wake up by 5 o'clock, what time you will put the alarm? You will keep the alarm. 5 o'clock or how many people keep the alarm at 4:30? You want to wake up 5 o'clock, but you set the alarm at 4:30. How many of you? Please. I know there are many people do like that. Yes, Girijas. Yes, there is one more person. Right. And how many of you put alarm, set the alarm at 4:45? There will be more people. Yeah. And how many of you set it at 4:55? Raise your hand. Yeah. Some more hands came up. And how many of you set the alarm at 5 o'clock, and when it rings, snooze, snooze, snooze? How many of you do that? Raise your hand. Yes, sometimes you do that. If it is a good climate, you look around and okay, 5 o'clock, okay, let me sleep for another 5 minutes. You sleep, right? You know, one of my mentor, Gurudev's, senior most disciple, Vinod Menon, I should mention his name also. He used to tell us, when your mind tells you that you sleep for some more time, you should be able to tell your mind, get lost, I'm going to wake up. Because our mind is trying to put you in trouble. So you should have the control over your mind. When the mind controls you, then you will be in trouble, right? The managing director should have the control. If the manager controls everything, then you are gone. You leave everything to the manager, then your company will be, after some time it will be closed. Will shut down your company, right? Like that. If you give everything to your mind, if you go according to your mind, feelings and decisions, then you are gone. You should have the awareness. You should have the control. You know that you have to wake up at 5 o'clock, but you set the alarm at 4:30 and 4:45. Your mind is saying that you are lazy. I know. So you do one thing. You keep it at 4:30. You keep it at 4:45. Are you getting me? If you can break this, that itself is a big achievement. And not only that, if you keep on doing snoozing, you are not only making your sleep trouble, you make others sleep also trouble. Troubleful, right? So alasya is one obstacle which comes in the path of spirituality. It comes in all aspects of life, all these obstacles. There was a guy who was a, very, very lazy person. He doesn't do anything. He sleeps all the time. Suddenly, after some time, all the villagers saw him. He's on top of a tree and he's sleeping there. So they were shocked how he climbed on top of that tree, because he don't do anything. He don't, do any physical activities. He's such a lazy person. So how he climbed till that, on top of the tree. So one person told, one thing, he never climbed the tree. Actually, he was sleeping on a seed, and that seed has grown big and has become a tree. So some people's laziness is like that, So alasya is a big hindrance. So if you feel like that, I'm not in a mood to do yoga, you do one, just take, you say that I'm not going to do any yoga asanas today. Let me do some warm-ups. That's all. Then I will stop. After start doing warm-ups, then automatically you will go on doing all the asanas. Okay, Vamachichi. Mute is all. Yeah. So alasya. Then comes avirati. I think I can go up to 820, right, Hatlalji? Yeah. Alasya avirati. Avirati is, indulging or in all the sensory pleasures and not able to coming out of it. You are not able to come out of it. It is okay to eat good food, but after eating the food, throughout the day you keep on, speaking about the food. Wow, what a food! How after going home again, I want to eat food. You are thinking about the food all the time. Not able to come out of it. All the sensory pleasures, it triggers something inside you. If you don't focus inside, you will run behind all these pleasures. This is what happens with people. It triggers some happiness within you. You just focus on that. Then you will be contented. Otherwise, you will be running after all these things. The same thing which has given you pleasure, it will give you pain. Whether it is food, whether it is sight, whether it is smell, whether it is touch. Especially for human beings, the strongest impressions are food and sex. That is why we do, a lot of research on food. Every now and then, new food, the people are inventing, and we run behind that. Oh, I want to eat that also. Then I will stop eating everything. Right? I also thought, when I was a heavy non-vegetarian. I stopped eating that. Now it's almost 17, 18 years. Even after doing Art of Living program also, I used to eat. But before going for TTP, I stopped eating it. I used to think that, oh, I want to eat that. I haven't tasted that. I have to eat that. How long you will be eating all these things? And so many countries, so many varieties of foods. If you start eating vegetarian food, Indian food, we have different varieties of food. Art of Living Foundation has conducted a big event in Gujarat many years back, which has got the Guinness record. 5,000 Indian vegetarian dishes were served there. It was kept arranged on particular stage, one platform. If you eat one food one day, it will take minimum 10 to 15 years to eat 5,000 variety of vegetarian food. So you eat that, no? New names comes, Kurimandi, Kurimandi, something like that. And shawarma, something like that. I want to eat that also. I am a vegetarian, but this food I haven't tasted. So let me taste it for once. Then I will stop it. Who knows you will stop it? Then you will run behind that. This is what happens with habits also. That's how some youngsters are getting into trouble. They tell that, let me try this for once. And they are not able to come out of it. Yeah. So avirati, indulging in all sensory pleasures. The body is tired, but mind still wants. Body says, enough is enough. Yahan tak bar gaya. My tummy is full, but your tongue says, let me taste little bit more. Right? You are 70 years old, 80 years old, but still thinking about sex, having sex. That's what I told you. These are the strong impressions, because many lifetimes we have been doing all these things, eating food and having sex. As as many animals, as mosquitoes, as monkeys, as donkeys, we have done all these things. That is why these are the strongest impression. That is why in spiritual path also people get into this kind of trouble, right? If the awareness is not there, you are gone. these vasanas means strong impressions can put you in trouble. Avirati. Gurudev says about Mullah Nasruddin story. Mullah was celebrating his 75th birthday. Actually, he was a celebrity. You know, he celebrated his life throughout. You know, the entire life he celebrated. So 75th birthday, 2-3 friends came and asked Mullah, tell me, what is your opinion about girlfriends? So Mullah got angry. Mullah told, don't ask these kind of questions to me. I stopped thinking about girlfriends 3 days back. 75th birthday, 3 days before he stopped thinking about girlfriends. Right? So Avirati. This is a big hindrance. When our senses go behind this, it is a big obstacle. So Vyadhisyana Samshaya Pramadalasya Virati, Brandi Darshana. Brandi Darshana is hallucinations, or you may have some visions and you think that you have become something. I am something. When you practice some spiritual techniques for a while, there are chances you may get some intuition. You will be meditating, suddenly you felt that somebody is near the door. Then you go and open the door. That person is there. So you think that you have become some siddha. I have intuition, right? Then you start predicting things. You know, sometimes all the latent impressions like your desires or your frustration, your stress, your wishes, or your anger, your hatredness, all these things also can come. Until and instead, if you reach the highest state, these obstacles can come. Brandi Darshana. That is why some people, they announce themselves as, that is how some cults happens. That is how some cults have been generated, or it happens like that only. Then they will be having a lot of followers and all that. They will be doing a lot of siddhis and all that. My guru, he was telling, you should go beyond the siddhis. You should go beyond the siddhis. Siddhis will come. It is like, you wanted to watch a movie, but you are not watching the movie. You are only watching the advertisement. You are stuck in the advertisement. You are caught up in the advertisement. They will offer you many things. If you haven't watched the movie Little Buddha, it is an English movie, you should watch, It is a beautiful movie. It shows everything. It is a beautiful movie that each dialogue is knowledge. And it shows when Buddha is going to get enlightenment, Maya comes and offers him many things. Yoga Maya comes and offers. That is why after some time, in the spiritual path also, some people get stuck in a particular place. They don't go beyond that. Once I remember, we were in the ashram and Gurudev was taking 7 days. Only the teachers were there. And morning session, we were having yoga, and Gurudev himself had conducted a yoga session. Because I want to share my own experience. No, I can't tell a lot of other stories. Whatever I have experienced, I want to tell you that. So one lady, she stood up and she was telling Gurudev that, Gurudev, mere back pain, both salon se, I have back pain for many years, since many years. And I have been teaching yoga, I've been doing yoga. I have pain, Gurudev. We could feel that pain when she was saying that. So he immediately told that you stand up, close your eyes, take a deep breath in and breathe out. Theek ho gaya na? So she said, yes, Gurudev. Then, you know, there were around 2,000 people. You can imagine 4,000 knees and 2,000 backbone. Many of them have issues. Even I had issues I had met with an accident. I have knee issues. So I was waiting. Okay, let others do. So suddenly other people started standing up. 5 people Gurudev did like that. And after five people, he said, now all of you go to the doctor. This is not my job. Okay, you can bless people, but these siddhis should not become an hindrance for yourself. Brahdi Darshana. You feel that you have become someone. You feel that they are separate from you. You have attained something. No. You may have attained some siddhis, that's it. But you have not reached the highest level of knowledge. Right? So take all these intuitions as fun. I tell people, you know, I have intuition. Whatever food I want, I used to get it. Only that much intuition we require. No need to, you know, predict things. Right? Otherwise, you get stuck in that. We have a program. I trained that also. Prajna Yoga intuition program we have. So we have seen children getting all these abilities, but we tell them that you should not stuck in that. You take it and you move forward. That's all. Take it for others, for doing good things, right? So siddhis can trap you. All these. This is known as Brahdi Darshana. All these visions, you may think that it is real. Got it? Then comes Alabdha Bhumikatva. Lot of people have this problem. I don't get experience. So many people are getting experience. I don't get experience. When will I get experience? You are practicing it and you complain all the time. I'm not able to get the experience. They are sharing a lot of experience, but I'm not getting it. Alabdha Bhumikatva. And Anavasti Tattvani is, I'm getting experience, but it is not staying. When I do practice in the morning, I get a good experience. My mind is peaceful, but it is not staying. So when you start doing that also, it becomes a big hindrance, big obstacles. One is you are running after the experience, you want the experience and you are not getting it. You complain about that. And another one is you are getting the experience and you are not able to, withstand it, or you are not able to contain it, or after some time you lose that. You complain that, right? These are the 9 obstacles in the spiritual path. So Vyadhi, Sthana, Samshaya, Pramada, Alasya, Aviradi, Brahdi Darshana, Alabdha Bhumigatva, Anavasti Tattvani. I have shared the essence of this knowledge, which my Gurudev has shared with us. So these are the 9 obstacles. Let obstacles come, but I always tell, take it as a challenge. See, these 4 months, every month I had different challenges. Especially Vyadhi. Vyadhi, it will come. If the body is there, we can't avoid many diseases which is not in our hand. But nothing should stop you from doing spiritual practices. Yes. If your body is not well, do meditation, but don't break the momentum. Yeah. If your mind is, bringing you some excuses, laziness, get up and take a bath and do it. If your mind is filled with lot of, if your mind is indulged with lot of sensory pleasures, take bath, be active, do some seva, then you can come out of it. Do satsang. So I wish you all the best in your spiritual journey. And I own time, Harlalji. Are you in your place or abroad, Harlalji?
I am in Idiki.
Oh,
Where we
Idiki.
started the Arshoga 19 years back.
Oh, yeah.
So here the internet is not that stable now because next week onwards it will be ready. So I don't dare to speak because it can interrupt me.
Yeah. But whatever you said now, we could hear that.
Yeah.
And Meeraji is in your, she's also in Kerala or abroad?
She's in Kerala. She's in Arshoga now.
All right. So nice to meet you all again, Nusrat and Hema. And all there are many participants from my monthly yoga also. Sheena and Radhamani, many people have joined in today's satsang. So this is Harlalji. He is also he started this Arsha Yoga Gurukulam. Harlalji ana Arsha Yoga Gurukulam the Indian Yoga Association le ഞങ്ങൾ ഒരുമിച്ചുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഇടയ്ക്ക് നമുക്കും അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ നോളജ് കേൾക്കാം, എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്യാം. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing your knowledge and experiences, mainly from your own life. So let us conclude with Mrityunjay mantra 3 times and then Arati. त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. आरती. तत्र सूर्योपादीन चन्द्रतारकं येमा विद्योतभान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः त्वमेव बान्धमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति ॐ गङ्गे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिन्धु कावेरी नमस्तुभ्यं नमो नमः. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं
मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं वा सर्वः